Hi, this video we are going to explain how to implement the Hadamard and Walsh-Hadamard transform using butterfly structure in the FPGA. So this is the Hadamard matrix and the butterfly based Hadamard structure. So if you look on it, it has only adder and subtractor module enter the Hadamard butterfly hardware. So in this, if endpoint Hadamard has to be done, then we need log n stages of butterfly structures. So in the first stage, the butterfly will have the first two input, and the second stage it will go for the 2 pairs of butterfly, and the third stage it will go for the 4 pairs of butterfly. It means in each stage it will increment with 2 power 1. So the difference between the Hadamard and Walsh-Hadamard transform is the number of sign change in the Hadamard matrix is in if it is in the 2 power n order, then it will called as a Walsh-Hadamard transform. So using the DIT and DIF structure, we can able to implement the Hadamard and Walsh-Hadamard matrix as it is. So the first DIF structure will implement a Hadamard based transform, and the second one will implement the Walsh-Hadamard based transform. So this is a basic example with some random input to generate a Hadamard matrix. So based on this, we'll implement a Hadamard transform in the Vivado. This is the top module of a Hadamard transform function. So these are the input and output parameters. So once we define the input and output parameters, we are going to use inputs in the sign magnitude representation. To make the sign magnitude representation, initially based on the start signal, we'll store the signal in the A and B. If start is 0, it will be as 0. It means even though the start signal goes low before the endpoint, it should pad zeros for the butterfly structure to complement the complete butterfly structures. So once we pad zeros or we read the A and B inputs, we need to give it to the FIFO kind of architecture where the inputs are sent based on the butterfly inputs. So we need a read enable and write enable signals, which are defined in the nFIFO1 and nFIFO2. We'll look on to the nFIFO module. So this is the nFIFO module. For this nFIFO module, we have the same reset and start signal based on the clock, and this address signal will use to give the number of inputs and the what kind of sample it is. So if the zeroth sample is a zeroth sample or first sample or second sample, everything is defined in terms of this address signal. The stop used to generate a stop signal even though the start becomes low after padding of zeros, where exactly it will stop the input ready. This nFIFO1 and nFIFO2 used to read enable and write enable of the FIFO and the butterfly. So using the reset, we'll generate a upper count. This upper count value generate using the start and the 2 power n value. It will generate a stop signal, which will be defined based on the stop parameter. Once we generate the stop and start signal, we need to generate a nFIFO signals. So to generate a nFIFO signals, we need to understand in the butterfly structure where exactly the signal gets start and where exactly the signal get stop. If you look onto this pic, the first butterfly will start at the first clock, and the second butterfly will start at second clock, and the third butterfly will start at the third clock. But if you look onto the second stage but first butterfly, it need the output of the first stage first butterfly and first stage third butterfly. So after 4 clock cycle, it can able to start the second stage butterfly. Similarly, after in the second stage, after 2 butterflies are completed, we can able to start the third stage first butterfly. So which actually is a 6th clock cycle. So these signals will be generated using the nFIFO signal based on the count of k this DIT and DIF structure will differs with the left and right signals. So if the DIT is 0, it will generate a DIF structure. If DIT is 1, it will generate a DIT structure. So once the N54 signals are generated, then we need to say which butterfly has to read a signal or a B signal. That means output 1 or output 2. For this, the frequency doublers are used, which will generate the enable signal for the butterfly. We'll move on to the top module. The top module, once the FIFO signals are generated, we'll have to generate the shift registers. These shift registers will use to pass the signals from one butterfly to the other butterfly. It means once the first butterfly is completed, it will stored in the FIFO. Similarly, second butterfly completed, again it will store and it will be moved to the next location. And the third butterfly completed, again it will be stored in the FIFO. And the fourth butterfly completed, we need to read the first butterfly output and the third butterfly output. So we need for the first output one FIFO and the second output the second FIFO. This will be generated using this shift register module. So we'll look on to the shift register module. This is the shift register module. These are the input and output parameters. And this is the D flip-flops. These D flip-flops will generate a shift register pass using this DIT and DIF parameter. So once the D flip-flops are generated, we need to assign A and B values, that means the output values, to the respective butterfly. To find it, we have a order signal. So this N and order signals are nothing but this N54 and N54. Again, we'll move on to the top module. Once a shift register is completed, HD MD butterfly structures will be used. This butterfly structure is actually the exact adder and subtractor module. So the first output is a adder and the second output is a subtractor of the two input. So to make this addition, the parameter here, the input is made as 0 and the select input is made as 1. It's a subtractor. We'll move on to the adder module. So this adder module is a configurable adder which can able to compute a signed adder and the signed adder and the signed subtractor. So one is, if the DSB operator is defined, then it will go for the plus and minus based operators. If it is not defined, it will go for the CLA based structure using a KGP module. We'll move on to the top module again. Once the Hadamard butterfly is completed, at last we have to store the output in the output value. This X and Y will store the outputs. So here the parameter DIT is used to select either a Hadamard transform or Walsh-Hadamard transform. If DIT is 1, it will be treated as Hadamard. If DIT is 0, it will be treated as Walsh-Hadamard. Based on this parameter, the shift register structure and the FIFO structure, by default it will change its entire nature. So we'll check on the simulation. So once the simulation is completed, we'll keep all the inputs and outputs as in the signed representation. We'll move to the elaborated schematic. So this is a complete elaborated schematic. So the inputs A and the input B is given to the mux based on the start signal. If the start is 0, it will be given padding of zeros. If start is 1, it will forward the input A and B. So the A and B inputs initially given to the butterfly. The butterfly output will given to the shift register. Again the shift register output given to the second stage butterfly. The second stage butterfly will give output to the second stage shift register. The second stage shift register will give the output to the third stage butterfly, and the third stage output will be the final one. To control all these butterflies and shift registers, a FIFO module is used. We'll go for the synthesize. the synthesis has completed, we'll look on to the synthesized schematic. So this is a complete synthesized schematic, and we'll check the post synthesized simulation also. The post synthesized simulation has completed. We have to change the input and output parameters in the sine representation. So this is a post synthesized simulation, and this is a behavioral simulation which has the same result.